and set answer mammy. Now, what say last week? You and Menina Nana Kushia baby. A program be asking me Kushana now or I wanna. Me through and I'm a home family kakra. Nzana me truth.
Yeah.
I very can't. Your mom can say you must say me I'm a crime in truth issue kakra.
Yeah.
Me kasache kakra na eba. You know French me. And unfortunately for me there, me generation there. Me see ade bu makokekuma. I say yanka me generation the greatest of all time. Me generation. Charles Kojufu Suda de Lumba. Unfortunately at 60, one check. I hope one check at 60 days. One check or call. And me no my me de ba ko pon se nyanya me de. Baby ano ka se when susu da sa mesa.
Emesa ba.
Eba, baby anya me de ni bedroom. Ja kokwa, ya mfa ne crazy ye. Oye living legend. Wo wuce se nti oye legend. Ba kokwa menya state yenye bibi ase ye legends na ye pay attention to them well. Me menya oye nya bibi e monument e bi e kuni krum e be ka se legacy a obejae no. Eni menya yenye bibi sa.
So akai no.
Yeah. Ba kokwa na me presentation me ye mienu airport amount. Now my last one on the scholarship because me who say adeba kwa de bi akwa me kan say anamanfo Eugene we ya me catch them say it's education. Me nim nyansa nsen.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so the platform I have. It's me way passionate to me because me yeah me want someone be friend me oh Charlie Eugene me da say yes say nya educated because adeba kwa me who ye politicians so be say betra yes sir we mu say ya na no mpibio ma catch re but to sha there's a direct link between the level of education of a country and even the quality of their democracy.
Yeah.
Oh nipa na ka kebima men kebina utumu se nipa na dwumu do.
Yeah.
The quality of sa democracy no so into the share democracies are prison oko France oko UK oko US and sa na you know
yeah
quality no mu debate here utumu say
they understand what they're talking about. Yeah.
Utumu say sharp and I very important say your my dream. Yeah. That is why I focus on the scholarship secretary there. And again, I want to applaud Asafoje. Me tie no join news nyema bi o kan no. Me to me, Sakokwa Odiswa obe one of the best appointees. And I also give you the reason. But yenya they popular ne sisi an. Akwa Paul Adom Otchere. Me about political documentaries obi am ahwe na che Paul Adom Otchere. I say you may have your issues with them. I may also have my disagreements with them. I could go on my open answer. And you be my boss and I don't try to be an amne yajene. I what I say. And you be an amne yaj, yes, to Chimunami whom comments. And you be an amne yaj. But I see the fact that you disagree with somebody or his politics doesn't mean say nipa no time. And on a sabi anaman for be drink course. To say, for example, Akokwa. To say, I was a make us for JB me born a basso. Maybe you're trouble, maybe I'm a mona basso, but you see, Nippon will be feed down a born a basso.
Yeah.
No, I can't say time and that time. So you may dislike a politics or MPP politics, but Nippon, the journalistic career and then you are contributing to journalism. You cannot take it away from him. Yes, you cannot take it away. Papa, a friend or so man on to turn on certain issues.
Right.
Or what charge Ben the abon issues to be a day. Issues in the beginning, a brand be a me to me, Ghana. Francis closing my screen, mamma, because me you yes. A brand be a coqua, maybe ye can't almost contribute to Ghana, your democracy. One person, I mean, a coqua, they be a me bonny day, a manase, Azuri, and Willis. Or contribute significantly to Ghana's democracy.
Right.
It's not in doubt. Now, what investigation on my and say, me money to farm. Oko airport. Company be a friend of Evertest. Ya man a contract say be a friend of revenue assurance. Onye say jumano. Okwa ne tire nyina kakraka na say. Wone kodwe dan to eye morning show no. Ya man say kodwe dan to na ye board chairman. Ana wo akwakura wo ye MD. Francis any of the YMC are one of board members. One of modern company be a friend of Ghana Airport Company. No.
Right.
And I mean, you say to me, ba wo board chair. Tia some making remember evidence. Me sama jama say. As a mo shiri sika wo. I will baby am ye cargo no. Na metimi aboa mo na manya sika ni bebree.
Okay.
ana wo ayi me call Danto on the board chair no ana wo Danto direct me say oh me ma akokwa na me akokwa me di nkomo komo ni nyina ba no me nya contract no ana asema ba ho ba akokwa wo hwe Manasseh investigation a why na ebi say omuhu bibia wo but I struggle to see how obi be kan sa lenti article no so hu bibia wo it's strange to me. That is the first thing I want to establish. Right. Also, what I'm saying, I'm not by this also saying say Paul Adom Otchere kronfo. I'm not also by this saying that Madame Yvonne kronfo. Right. I'm only presenting evidence as Manasseh has presented. I'm only repeating what the OSP have said, and I also give fair hearing to Paul Adom Otchere, and also read exactly what Paul Adom Otchere has said. Now go quiet starting to say.
All right, before so best starting, I mean to you for say we are back on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
You bet me join here Facebook in Shawan 0.
You bo lumbedi na Facebook ya ye.
You bo lumbedi na Facebook ya ye. Right. Yeah, that's also streaming on YouTube.
Yes.
You bet me kwa akon share TV, YouTube na fi wa join here. Two platforms ni na we are streaming.
Yeah.
Eugene to aso.
Awokwa. O say contract no yes sign of 4th December 2024. That's 3 days to the election.
Yeah.
In the article, no prove here because of the time. You know, I'll prove here say the contract was actually backdated.
Okay.
You almost backdated contract. Now, idea back one mean you make us be a kind of ABS and you know, no, I find it strange and I say, I during the process, no, Manasseh established say, in fact, ever test obenya contract, no, presentation of Mokoyama board, no. Na oni sa companies akwa presentation ma abo na ana company bi me pe company ni di ama company ni di no e de akokwa mame oh where's the name Devnest akokwa na che ne say Devnest mom na ba Ghana airport by representation be wi che ne the contract no akoma Evertest
let's say they are two separate entities.
But according to Manasseh investigation, one board in any man representation be
any Evertest.
And only Evertest no. Dan Vestino and a koi. But later near the contract and a man Evertest. That is the first issue.
Okay.
Now, the second issue will be with your job because the BBA ni me church masono. Two PPA approval. Akwakwa Ghana ye competitive tendering more.
Right.
Ni etie nyina na say. Akwakwa sa den na me be no metimi the 10 cedi aye. Francis saw the 9 cedi be ye. Ofori saw the 7 cedi. Je den nyina tun se na na share expertise. We year of experience be bia na akwakwa yakasa bia akwakwa. Bia 7 cedi wo the be 9 cedi na ebi obetime because why had 25 years. Bia 7 cedi or 1 year experience or share year experience it's a competitive tendering.
Right.
Baka say wo person source na you need to state why. Example, COVID vaccines no. You need to be in a competitive tendering. Because in emergency amount for here vaccines ni pay wu any ade to your source na it makes sense. Right. According to Manasseh, and again there be other because according to enya me go say to na make kasa according to Manasseh, company no call PPA no. They should have stated the reason why I am sourcing approval. There was no reason. Or see, apart from the board and management of the Ghana Airport Company, another institution implicated in the Evertest deal is the PPA. In the letter requesting for approval for the single source, the Ghana Airport Company Limited, GACL, that's the meaning Ghana Airport Company Limited, claim that Evertest had a long and successful track record of carrying out similar assignments expeditiously. This claim is not backed by any evidence, as the Demvest CEO letter urging the award of the contract to Evertest will later review. Now say Demvest no co-presentation control letter say for contract in Evertest, which is a two chance because Evertest are my presentation. According to Manasseh, or say the Ghana Airport Company letter did not even state a single reason why the contract should be awarded through a single source procurement and not through competitive tendering, contrary to the PPA rules. Meaning that according to PPA, but not in your catastrophe, be a single source. You need to state the reason. Once it's a reason, again, I say the request letter to PPA signed by Adom Otchere also stated details in respect of the team composition, technical expertise, and CVs of the proposed team are in the attached appendix. My miniature letter come on PPA, or should I say, and go for number no expertise in here, or CV in here, or track record here. But Manasseh the second kind of document, no, or just a page in our work as a expertise in one BB anyhow. So the question is, on what document did the PPA give approval to the Ghana Airport Company to award the contract to Evertest as a single source process? One thing can say, I didn't kind of be. 2, ebi say 3, ebi say dey nti na Paul Adom Otchere mom na OSP hwehwe na anya maame we per me sources, and again according to Manasa Zuri o se maame no OSP ebe frɛ no Monday. This is my evidence. Or some my sources say the managing director of Ghana Airport Company Yvonne Nana free your paru failed the OSP on Monday. Now what one entia Paul Adom Otchere your friend and say the OSP stated the reason, but what Manasa document in the baby. When you read the Manasa document, or see the board, no, and the first entity a company we no. And now Mitian was sent, but that's the allegation he made. And also the MD of the Ghana Airport, Madam or Yvonne, say, what kind of long it is not say. The first time on also whoever test for no was at the board meeting occasioned by Paul Adom Otchere.
Okay.
Another reason Paul Adom Otchere did when they say the board on the letter or true and they said the contract should be awarded to them a Devnest.
Okay.
But it was given to Evertest.
Okay.
What is the evidence? Or see, this is the evidence. In fact, another evidence ground will be reduced. Who evidence? Want to say the Institute of Chartered Accountant Ghana as a company is only track record to do what they are being contracted to do. So we say due diligence and some management and what due diligence do they do?
So enke the madam vesa are wrong because they don't have the necessary.
Yes.
Evertest swear they are almost wrong because they all don't have.
Yes.
And they are more me.
Or say
okay.
Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and Evertest Logistics are not licensed by ICAC.
Okay.
Your license say no Evertest. So this about Evertest. Okay. So you ask yourself, it's Evertest near the contract in the man. No.
Okay.
What due diligence did we do? Because for someone to carry out an audit of a system, they need to be per law. Per what Manasa say and per the law. Many lawyers are can't say and the Institute of Chartered Accountants must have a recognition of that entity. Multimedia cannot operate without the NCE, without the National Media Commission.
Right.
It is a media organization operating without SADNA. It is a contrary to the law.
Right.
KNYC cannot run a program without approval from GTEC.
Okay.
What you say?
Okay.
It here.
Baby, a person said Paul recommended Denver's, right?
According to
Manasi, we know.
Yes. Now, this is it. Near criminal kakren. Board no recommendation no ye any tea. Or go to board me to say the board also directed the service provider Devnest Systems to furnish Ghana Airport Company for detailed proposal on the service to be provided, and a draft contract for consideration. The board further directed management to seek and obtain the approval of PPA. It's the board no and it's our responsibilities in my management.
Okay.
So Yvonne must tell us, why did he write to the PPA for a single source contract when he couldn't state the track record of the company? Now, yeah, man, is high expertise. I got what I say. And I'll say, for sole sourcing of the service from the service provider upon receipt of relevant documents from them. The question is, did the board management of Ghana Airport Company receive the relevant documents? Because the association in registered to do what they are doing. So what document did they receive for them to award the contract? What I say? 2, or see, from that day, however, Devnest system disappeared from all processes for the award of the contract. Instead of Devnest, Evertest was listed as a single source request letter to the PPA. The Paul Adom Otchere board and the MD must explain to us, how does the board at their meeting say I am fed human name and another dantua? But let us know Dina was on the Kodane Akokwa. Akwa who said there's some kind of as a fictitious fraud.
Yeah.
Board on say, or say the board also directed the service provider Devnest system. But the couldn't see a true letter, no. The letter and everything was about Evertest. How did it happen?
But can we also say board not a directed say via Devnest and Fadie?
Yes.
But or say the board further directed management.
Yes.
To seek and obtain approval
yes.
from the PPA.
Yes.
It could also be someone relay all responsibilities to the
management.
So
yes.
at this point, I think that board no you know free at this point
akokwa onyi no free me prove am me person no fan systematic
right
mama bibi and I can say share from adwuma ne na yede
okay
is a document akokwa what this tells me is that the deafness was just a charade.
Right.
Because deafness never come and answer story na deafness here three presentation. Obisa Paul Adom Otchere this same question na obisa me no. Paul Adom Otchere say on Kaiser ever tested by. This according to Paul. Also on Kaiser ever tested by presentation a deafness. It is a contract no ko ever test so be any one. But actually the contract went to ever test.
So who gave it?
Now ninti America say don't totally remove Paul.
Okay.
From the conversation in here. Obey 17 minutes presentation on Friday no anopa. And no anopa. Leboa. Obey and some of the OSP want 3 p.m. There be obey on Thursday anopa.
Thursday anopa.
And the OSP no 3 p.m. No detain no no and you no Friday leboa. So on Thursday anopa no here no. The relevant portion me try and my transcribe your amount. Ko Paul then another person be better to my cashin and man answer they don't read this story and that's the same ya media amount. Airport can be you see at the Ghana Airport Company around 2022 and the airport company who so mu pesika me when the baby o me quoting verbatim so where transcription
why casani
where Paul
okay
ne 17 minutes no here me 4 minutes we ma transcribe ya man word to word
right
no be an kasa ma misquoting no Adom ko minister no so mo ko discuss airport here ska for hihye bi na minister said there be 2022 if you cover there ba ya the taxes na the levies enye yi it is the airport o ba bi mienu onye sika aeronautics theater kokwa airport ni dwumadi a wodi oton ticket ne sa the taxes that so ne ade na ha and na aeronautic ya han ha ma airport we ye dia te se magdan de yo ma han ma na ho nsem bebre me ba so no eno nom de nye sika ba kokwa always plane no o say. So we were looking for people who can help us in different ways to raise non-aeronautic revenue. For the airport, because you are not going to get the fees and charges, because the government contacted the board and said, look, you guys are losing money at cargo, and I can do it. Here, or see, so somebody contacted the board and said that, look, you guys are losing money at cargo, and I can do it. Who contacted the board?
Yeah. It's kind of
this is false words or say so somebody contacted the board and said that look you guys are losing money at cargo and I can do it. Who contacted the board? How did the person know the systems of Ghana Airport Company? How did the person know Ghana Airport Company is losing money? To me, a relevant question.
Okay, so
and I say the person just couldn't say I could do it. I say my company can do. So we said, okay, come to the board and come and do a presentation. Even as some of said the first time we share a company, no, our board meeting, no, pause was no correct. So we said, okay, come to the board and come and do a presentation, which is very normal, very, very normal. So they came to the board to do a presentation and said, this is what we know, this is how it works. The board told them, yes, you have told us what it is, but there's no real evidence. You haven't given us any evidence that in fact we are losing money. Then they said that to do that, we have to work with your management to come and tell you, because we need access to your system. When you get access to your system, then we'll be able to tell you in the things that are the revenues that happened already. The person who got to do the presentation contacted the board. Who do they contact on the board?
Right. That's a question.
Because Manase say only maame ne kasa say den na wo shia ever test no. Maame no say in the words no say I do not know. In fact, or tested Paul Adom Otchere, Paul confirms on him Manasseh communicate. On him Manasseh communicating on this. Or say, I do not clearly remember if I invited Denver's Deafness or Evertest to the meeting to make the presentation toward the revenue mobilization. Or so on Kai. But what kind of transcription now? Or say, so somebody contacted the board and said, look, you guys are losing money at the cargo. I can do it, my company. So we said, okay, come to the board.
So we said,
is it saying so before our board no so an hour no? Because I have some answer busano so on Kaiser or no.
No, but that's a board chair. I think that before say will be crabby to Sanam or you be aware.
I tell make say when people try to make it say there's nothing Paul should answer, I find it a bit strange based on what I've read. And I'm also not saying it's based on what I'm reading, he's a criminal. I'm only comparing events. This is a direct quote from Manasseh or inviting.
Right.
Now, not just there, or say. He added, if I did introduce Denver's forever test to them, it will not be contrary to any practice. Indeed, it will be according to section 1182, blah, 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 that. I can't say introduction is illegal. But you see, it is important.
Yeah.
Because now, the question is that the Evertest company is linked to SML. And let's not forget, even under the MPP, President Akufo-Addo occasion a KPMG report, I'm suspended SML activities on the GRA. Okay, I'm here to ask you. It is even part of the cases that OSP did just to check in Furiata. And when Mahama came out, you who's attempt to be some it raised issues. I got one issue is most of the SML top management, you know, immediate past top managers are GRA. So, Obi insider information who's airport no lose Kabia. Is it that someone at GRA? Or they've used insider information on our GRA and on their private company or their side. It is important because I'm multimedia. No? I cannot say certain things to people out there. It is important. It's not it's in a certain contract. There's confidentiality.
Sure.
So all these things will be reading my answer. I don't know what I say. I am quite a sabe. Mintiasi. It find it strange.
Right.
I find it strange. That go media grounds, but the OSP himself, no, be able to the didn't know they charge Paul. Aqua, the OSP himself gave a glimpse of why they are charging Paul, and I said, "Nento muya Paul Adom Otchere." No can say, "Osha Paul nento muhiana akwa." Anyway, let me just increase this for you. Okay, I can just maximize my screen. Or say, Paul there, no say, Mr. Adom Otchere is under investigation in connection with revenue assurance contract between the Ghana Airport Company Limited and a private firm owned by the proprietor of Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited. The OSP is examining possible procurement breaches. You were to prove why you needed single source. Add the track record with the company. That was missing according to Manasseh Amuni. Including a sole source contract awarded to a company other than the one approved by the Ghana Airport Company Limited Board. And I also the responded from Paul now. The reason why you cannot say Manasseh did a very stupid work in India, or say, I do not clearly remember if I invited Denver's or Evertest. How do you invite the two? Aqua media making the OSP must do the broad investigation. And now managers will review the bill, and I thought that the bill was maybe a bit too ikaka. Oh my yes, just phone. Zoom Lion, owner of TV, Metro TV, and the Kobe. Yeah. Okay, media, I disagree for you about kind of way. I can say there's no evidence on it. Well, even due diligence. I'm not saying into your mind you lose sika. SML now, yes, woman never testing now. They are not licensed to perform audit in Ghana. Kwaka so be revenue assurance. In share for munya 5 cedis. To me audit one system, it's that nothing that they be munya 3 cedis. They don't have that certification. So you ask yourself, say, what I want Madam Yvonne Bemno. Due diligence and management in here. What they are board no. Now the only issue is that the board has a fiduciary duty. Yeah. In Boro, the board better company so they should have also been asking questions. Yeah. Why wasn't the board interested in how the PP approval was sought? Why wasn't the board interested in the due diligence of the company? All these things are relevant questions. I mean, you say to you bisa question who yeah. The be am a principal of master establishment is here. We need to see interestingly, me kind my journal life. Yes, a company interest can be am home. But we also need to investigate. Send you be this will be my submission very on this.
Right, Shrawan 04.5. Mr. Join your Facebook.